evening, everyone. Good evening once more. Good evening. Why don't we just give somebody a firm handshake and tell them, change to excellence.
Change to excellence.
Change to excellence to the other person.
Change to excellence.
Yes, so I want to welcome you this evening to our Change to Excellence talk this evening. This is May 17th. Now, our first talk this year, we spoke about 7 things you need to watch out for in 2018. And I can see some of us that maybe were there, the team there. 7 things you need to look out for. I've written something about it, we didn't record it very well. Then in February, we were asking ourselves questions that will change your life. Because this talked about change to excellence, because our purpose is to change lives. We want to change lives. We want to inspire and change lives. By doing what? By inspiring excellence. By inspiring excellence. Because everything that you want to do in life, whether it is to working or whatever it is that you do, you want to be the best. You want to be the very best at it. You want to be excellent. You want to be known for excellence. So we look at it, we don't just want to change. You know, we go to school so that we change, isn't it? So that the way we come in is not the way we go out, isn't it? Yeah, but so that we become the very best. The world knows us for the best. So it has changed to excellence. But to achieve excellence, we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that needs to take us there, that needs to maybe help us through our journey of change to get there. So 7 things that we need to watch out for. And we spoke about those 7 things. If you look at my Facebook page, Sarah Munyi the Life Coach, I have outlined them there. Then on February, I was speaking about questions that will change your life. Then on March, we looked at things that really challenge you. We were asking ourselves a question, what really challenges you? What really challenges you? What really pushes you? What really gets you up and walking? What challenges you? Then last month on 9th, we were here and we were speaking about, anyone who was here? Yes? Personal branding, please just appreciate it. We were speaking about personal branding, but then we realized one of the most important parts in our lives, one of the questions that we ask ourselves in life is, what is my purpose? So it gives me much pleasure. I'm so excited to be speaking about purpose today. Ask somebody, what is your life purpose?
What is your life purpose?
Let me tell you something. That is not even a question that you need to wait for somebody to ask you. It is a question you need to ask yourself. In your quiet moments, sometimes, I always, in my coaching sessions, I always recommend to people that sometimes have some time with yourself. Far away from everyone, just put the phone off, go and just have a meeting and sit down with yourself. Call yourself to a meeting. Where are we going? Where are we going? Do we even know where we're going? The three of you yourself and me, myself and I. Call yourself to a meeting. Where are we going? What are we actually so far? Who are we walking with? Sometimes have that kind of meeting. It will bring a lot of sanity in your life. What is my life purpose? And I'm so excited about it. Now, there's a famous artist and painter by the name of Pablo Picasso. He was the most famous and influential and most celebrated, I think, artist and painter in the 20th century. He comes from Spain, and he once said, after his paintings still make millions to date, and the man is not there. But he once said that the meaning of life is to find your gift, but the purpose of life is to give it away. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. So mostly what you find is that when you don't live up to your purpose, when you do not contribute in adding revenue in that company, what happens? What happens? Hey, I know we don't have marketing people. Me, I've been in marketing since I know the pressure I know, so that is why I'm using it. What happens when you do not, actually accomplish your purpose? You're fired. You're given another letter to say now, it's not a termination letter. It's to say that now your purpose, you are not fulfilling your purpose, and so we don't know how we can accommodate you. We have no how else to accommodate you because you cannot accomplish your purpose. So if you miss your purpose at work or whatever else, maybe you're in that school, if you're in school, because your purpose is to be there to learn and pass exams. If you do not go there and learn and pass those exams, then someone will give you maybe a D or a termination letter and say maybe we'll give you another chance because you have not been able to fulfill your purpose during this period. So we'll give you a retake. Or maybe there are some schools that even maybe when they find your performance has not been good for a while, they just terminate you. There are some schools that actually work like that. But purpose is very important. If you miss purpose on the small things that we do every day, how much more does it mean if you miss your purpose on your eternal purpose? You know, you are universal, you're cosmetic, your purpose on earth. It is very, it is very sad. It is a very sad thing. But let me tell you something. Let me first of all do a disclaimer. I am not here today to tell you what your purpose is. I am not here today to identify or discover your purpose. Let me do a disclaimer. The best I can do for you, the best I can do for the world is discover my purpose, develop my purpose, work on my purpose, refine my purpose, shine so that you find yours, so that you see yours. That's the best you can do for me. So what I'm doing today, and this is what has worked for many people, are just help us get pointers to purpose. Things that have worked for me and things that have worked for other people as well. For me, let me go because I like speaking and giving my own journey. For me, there are people who know their purpose from since birth. They know, like, have you ever watched America Got Talent?
Yeah.
Do you usually find kids who are like 4 or 5 years old, they say, my purpose is to sing and inspire the world, and they know what they want to do at 4 or 5 years, and you wonder, what are we doing at that age? You know, you feel jealous. You feel jealous. You find a 15-year-old, she knows about what she's doing in life. This is my purpose, this is what I want to do in my life. The other day I saw a girl, I know we all saw her. She was 11 years, 10 years. What's her name? She was speaking about she's an author and what? It was, that clip was around Facebook and even, yeah, she's what? I can't remember her name, but you know she was so articulate. At 10, she has like almost 7 books, poems, what she travels the world, inspiring people to change and do what, and I was so jealous. I said, wait a minute, what was I doing at 10 years? So, clap for them. Clap for them, yeah, so I went there, I come from there, and my mother is in one of the schools. That's where I went for primary school. And the school is called Munyi Primary School. And I'm telling you, usually condemn. You go mahali ndani kwa ushauri kule tumetoka, yani Mungu ametutoa mbali sana. To be here, that's taken God. And there happen to be, so you find shule za ushauri, people come to help, you know. Well wishers, maybe wanaleta vitabu, you know, because people tunaenda shule mpaka bila viatu nini. You know, and my mom was a teacher, but we were like, you know, because to go for ushauri. So many people go to donate things there. Shoes, what? Maybe sanitary towels for girls and everything. So a group was coming, a group of Indians. So you can imagine ushauri. Everyone was like, hey, na wageni wanakuja shule. Hata ni Wahindi wametoka India. They bring so many books. I mean, it was the talk of the village. So my mother is everywhere. She woke up very early that morning. It was even a Saturday, and they don't work on Saturday. But now the guests were coming down. So I said, what? No, I'm an old girl. I can just go and see what will happen. Then when I was on my way, I felt like, what if I speak to the students? I've never done it before. But then it's just an idea that came, and then I just said, I've never done that before. So when I got there, the first thing that happened is that the deputy saw me. The deputy saw me and he said, Sarah, you have come. In fact, you know what? You have to speak to my girls. You have to speak to my candidates. I said, Jesus, what about? I have never spoken to candidates before. To students, telling them what? So the good thing is that now, and then the father in charge of the region was there because the school is sponsored by Catholic school. So the father in charge of the region had also received the guests. So now he also came and said, you know, she was an old girl, she's doing very well. So they took me to class 8. This is the good thing because God never leaves you, you know. This is the good thing. They took me to the same class where I was in class 8. The very same class, it's still the same class they use. And so, by the way, even some portals were still there. You know, so I went there and they said, oh, she's an old girl, she was here, alipita vizuri sana, alienda Mochira Girls, akaenda Kimathi University, akaenda Jomo Kenyatta University, unaenda kama university? Hey, ongea. So this is what I say. You know what? I sat on that desk. Not I used to sit right here. I used to sit in front. I don't sit behind. I must be in front of life. life. Hey, clap for me. That's what I believe, right? I don't know. Even that time I used to sit in front. So I used to sit right here. I wore the same uniform. I wore without shoes. And I had the same uniform as you. I had the same teachers. Do you remember teacher so and so? You know teacher so and so? Mama Akuja. He was my teacher too. I read this in books. I am somewhere in life. I had big dreams. I have achieved some of them. Do you have dreams? Do you believe you can achieve them? Do you have any fears? Those children talk to me. They saw me as a role model. They saw me as a very important person. You know, I have never seen so. Even in fact, they wanted to even come and just shake my hand, take photos with me. Me, I've never seen someone give me that honor. I've never seen someone want to take a photo with me. They are surrounding me. They are now asking me questions. So now where do you work? I think I'd like to be a lawyer, but I don't know. For me, the thing, I didn't, even at that point, I still didn't know purpose. But the thing is, when they came to me later and started talking to me, then after that, by the way, I wasn't even enough. Before I could even finish talking to them, the father said, no, you come, class 7, don't get there. Class 7. I told them the same thing. Class 6. Well, do you know that father ended up taking me to almost all the schools in that region? Yes. Because now, and then he started engaging me in very big conversations. The education in this country has gone, I don't know they are doing what. And he started engaging me at a very high level because he has seen I'm giving back to the community, I'm a very important person. That was my first time to have a feeling of, where has this been going? What came out for me was not that I want to do this for the rest of my life. This is my life purpose. That did not come out then. What came out was, I want to do this again. And again. And again. That's what came out. But as I continued doing it, I realized this is what I want to do. Actually, I love doing it. That night I went and slept so peacefully. I felt I've done something purposeful. And it was so fulfilling. It was so easy. Because I'm just giving my experience. I'm just giving my experience. I have done what they have done. I have been in an exam room like them. So I was like a mentor to them. So that was my first encounter of, this is purpose. I want to do this again and again. I want to do, and I did reach at some point and I said, well, after doing it for several schools, I said, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't care. And I was employed. So from there, by the way, everything is history. We are here. We are here. Clap for us. We are here. Let me tell you. When you do something purposeful, when you do something for others, you have not truly lived. If you have not done something for someone, you can never repay it. You can never repay it. Even sometimes it may be even giving something to maybe to someone on the street, to give them 20 bob or that, but somebody will never repay you. Let me tell you, you have no idea what you have done. You have changed a life. You have touched a life. A life of purpose is about service. So I've spoken about one thing. I'll come to service that I was not speaking about service. I was speaking about purpose. It is an assignment. Now, all of us, we are all created for an assignment. There's a small community, there's a small tribe in Mauritania. And this tribe is known, is a very small tribe, but they are known because, for one thing, because when their women give birth, they usually break into dance. Whenever they break, the whole village, one child, they all break into dance to date, a traditional song. And they usually ask the child, you know, they usually sing when they are like, you know, wanamshamia mtoto hivi, wanamshamia hivi, and they usually ask one question: what have you brought? What have you brought? What have you brought? What have you brought? Wanamshamia mtoto, what have you brought? Ask someone, what have you brought?
What have you brought?
For me, my assignment, I realized this is what I want to inspire people. I want to inspire excellence by living a purposeful life. So what tools do I use? I use my mouth, speaking. Speaking is not my purpose. It's just a tool. It's just a, you know, it's just a what? What do you call it? It's just a vessel. Writing is not purpose. If you're good in writing, that is not purpose. That is just a tool to deliver your purpose. Companies usually have, every company has a vision and mission, isn't it? Every company has a vision and a mission. And the vision is usually the destiny. What is it that you want to do with your life? Where do you see yourself? What is your vision? What is your personal vision? I think we were asking ourselves that question the other day when we were speaking about personal branding. What is your personal vision? What do you want to ultimately achieve in life? That is destiny. very quickly you look after vision, you see mission. How? That is purpose. How will we do it? That is a mission. How will we do it? What is the strategy that we will use? What do we have? We have systems, maybe we have invested in good employees or in good staff, or what? How will we do it? What are the things that we are going to do? Those are the gifts, and all of us have gifts. All of us have talents. But the question is, have we identified them? Do we know what those gifts are so that we accomplish our purpose? Now let me say this. Number one, purpose is about service. Purpose is about service. You cannot be living a life of purpose if you're not at a place of service. If you're not serving a cause in the universe, if it's animals or people, if you're not serving people, bottom line, purpose is about helping people, changing lives, impacting the world. Bottom line. If you're not doing something for people or a cause for the world, then you are not doing purpose. It must be, your purpose is not for you, it's for others. Your gift is not, was never yours. It's never yours, was never yours. I have one of my mentors is called Dr. John Kenaka, and he's very good he's an architectural investor, and he's a life coach as well. And this is what he said one time, because I always follow my mentors very closely. He said this one time, something that really helped me, that you discover your gift in service. You discover your gift in service. Most of us usually say, I don't know what my gift is. I don't know what my talent is. I don't know. Put yourself at a point of service. Volunteer to do something. Never run away from responsibilities. And if you get a task and you feel you've never done it before, maybe sometimes hata ni kitu rahisi tu ya kuombea. Ombesha, even if you do it shaking. Ama Jacob. Maybe you are also a preacher. Maybe you're given a task, ongoza praise and worship. You know I'm a preacher. You know there are people who say that. In fact, there are people who say, me, I'm an instrument. You know that. But when you're given a responsibility, don't run away from it. Even if you've never done it, you do it anyhow. It's about obedience. It's not about the skill. You build the skill through obedience. You build the skill through obedience. So the gift was never yours. Serve. You want to achieve your dream quickly. Leverage on someone else's vision. Learn and grow. Serve, learn, grow. You will reach your goal faster. You will discover there are gifts that will never come out until you're in that place where you're serving. Let me tell you, for me, I never knew in my life, I never knew that I'll be speaking to people and inspiring them, doing what. I found myself going to other countries as well. It was never in my mind until I started doing it. There are things that will never happen until you're at the point of motion. Until you do it, you will never know that you can do it. I didn't know I can inspire people until I did it. Until I volunteered. I did not do it for pay because I did not know what I was doing. But through doing it, just giving back to the community, inspiring people, just wanting the best for them, then I realized that I found my purpose there. And there is no time that will come, because I know some of us maybe say, Mimi, it's okay, pray. God can actually speak to you in a dream or in a vision or whatever. For me, it was just a conviction in my heart. It was just a peaceful conviction in my heart. I want to do this for the rest of my life. After doing it for a while, and realizing, seeing the results. Seeing people say, Saki, you remember you said this when you came to Atlanta? The girl is in from two. But I spoke to them, it was actually 2014. I spoke to them in 2014. She meets me in the street square in 2016. Remember you spoke to us when we were in class 8. Now I usually do this. I was number 5. What? And I don't even know her. She's just coming to me. For me, just that. You remember they even think that I remember them, and I don't. There were so many students, and they all look the same because of the uniform. I don't remember, but for me, and for other people, make somebody else smile and go your way. You will never know. People will start looking up to you like an important person in the society. Oh, you did this for this school. Oh, you did this for our, the orphans in a certain home. People start respecting you. People start looking up to you. And that is the life of purpose. So that is number 1. Purpose is about service. Purpose is about find yourself a place where you can serve. Even if it's maybe your church or somewhere, volunteer, do something. Your gift will thrive there. Your gift will thrive there. Alright? So point number 2. Service Service is about responsibility. Not service, purpose. Purpose is about responsibility. It takes you to a place of responsibility, and responsibility is maturity. Responsibility is maturity. The thing is that when you usually take that letter of employment or a letter of contract, you are responsible for it. It has to happen. You have a target of maybe 2 million per month. You are responsible for that target. You're responsible for that money. It must come. And if it doesn't come, so that you know you're responsible for it, somebody actually calls you on a Monday morning, reporting time, where is the money? Because you're responsible for it. So find somebody you feel you are attached to, something that usually even right now, maybe you have an idea, there's something that you usually feel, I don't know whether to do it. I feel like you are responsible for something, but it doesn't really come out. A sense of responsibility. You find, if you look very well, you will find purpose somewhere. I want to ask you I want you to write down this question somewhere. Just find a clean page. Write this down. What do I do? I want you to think about these questions maybe when it's your own time, with yourself. What do I do? Who do I do it for? Why do I do it? In fact, that should have been a simple question. What do I do? Why do I do it? How does it benefit them? Stroke. Do they need it? Number 5. Does it make me better? Whatever it is that I'm doing, does it make me better? Now, if you're here and you think you have figured out that, maybe you can tell us. Feel free. Tell us what you do, why you do it, who you do it for. Does it benefit them? Do they even need it? And does it make you better? Somebody, if you think maybe you have figured out somehow. Yeah, please do.
What I do, let me cite one thing I do that I love so much is I love singing and especially helping groups, praise and worship in many churches. Try and do it in a good way. So I find myself, if I go to a church and I find they're not organized or there's something that they are doing it, I feel I'm burdened. I need to wait for the service to end, that I visit and sit down and understand how can we lead this place well, better organized for this praise and worship. So I think, what do I do? I've answered. Who do I do it for? I've answered. Why do I do it? I feel it is something that I'm responsible for, as we said. I feel that is one way that it's one thing that gives me a lot of satisfaction and also a way of serving God. The other question is, how does it benefit them? Do they need it? I believe they need it. It benefits them because they also want satisfaction in whatever they are doing, and I feel that if they do it to their level best, it will benefit them even in their inner. Does it make me better? It makes me better because it's something I love. I am able to understand more about the singing and I become better in it.
Wow, great, let's have amazing. I love that. So now I want you please when you go home, just sit down, just write down, write it, right. Just think about it. What do you do? What do you do? Now number 1, let me also say this. You can see it at the beginning. It is very difficult to find your wife if you don't know who you are. The first thing that we did, and thank you very much, MC, is that he told us to introduce ourselves, isn't it? What did we say? The first thing we said, did you even say why you were? The first thing we said was who you are. Who are you? You identified yourself first. Before you get into the assignment, before you get into the purpose, what you do, wherever you are, maybe the company, wherever you identified yourself. Now, I know we are managers, we are trainers like Richie, we are We are real estate consultants. We are big people. We are issues. We are very big managers at Britam. We are managers. We are all this. We are students. We are teachers. We are what now? I want you to think of yourself without that title. Who are you? Because you know you are a real estate consultant. What if you leave that company? What will you be? Before you came to that company, what were you? Before you were a student, what were you? If your letter right now is a student, what if you finish school? Who will you be? Your identity. Who are you? That is the first question that you need to answer before we even go to why are you on this planet for what purpose? Who are you? Write that down. Who am I? Maybe someone can tell us, someone can tell us who you think they are. Without, please, I want you without before you are a mother, before you are a father, before you are any, before you are what you think you are today. Who are you? It's okay, it's alright. It's okay, no pressure. But I want you to think about it. Who am I? You cannot know who you are without knowing who you are. So you have to go back to the Creator. Who am I? Who have you made me to be? God told Jeremiah that I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. The Lord knows you. How does He know you? What did He tell? Now we go back. Let me tell you something. My favorite book is the Bible. Please, if you find me referring to the Bible so much, just understand. That's my favorite book. And I read a lot, but then even here, I have 2 books which I'll tell you about. Now, my favorite book is the Bible. What did He tell Joshua? Gideon. Use strong and mighty. That is what Gideon was, but he did not know. Who does your Maker say you are, first of all? Go back into those. You can go back to your Bible. You can go back to the Word of God. You can pray about it, but first of all, identify who you are. For me, I'm a teacher. I know that. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. I help people to know things. I help people to identify their purpose. I help people identify why they're here. I help people identify, their gifts and talents. And I teach. That is, even right now, I am teaching. So I'm a teacher. I know that. Yeah, so the other day, so we have spoken about service. Purpose is about service. Purpose is about responsibility. The other thing before I go ahead, this is what I also need you to do. Please, when you go home today, go and sit down with about 3 people who know you very well. 3 people who know you very well. 3 people who believe in you. Maybe it could be your mother, somebody who believes in you, somebody who wishes the best for you. And ask them, please, I want you to analyze me. What do you think are my talents, my gifts, my strengths? Analyze me. Sit down with them, like very honestly. Analyze me. It's a funny question, but insist. Yeah, I'm serious. Tell me how. I just analyze. What do you think I'm really good at? Because for sure, you may never. There are some gifts that you have, and unless someone else points it to you, it will never occur to you that you're good at something. Some of us are very good in organizing things, organization, but until somebody tells you, you're the organizing secretary because your organizing is the best, you will never know. You will never know. For me, I used to, since I was in class 4, my compositions used to be the best. I used to get like about 35 out of 50 and people are getting 25 and 20. But I would also, my mother, because she was an English teacher, she would also bring me a lot of storybooks to read. When I was in high school, my compositions, my Isha books were the best. Let if I sit with somebody, they'll tell you, you're very good in this, you're very good in this, you're very good in this, you're very good in this. Those people will help you life. About 3 of them. So that is, I was speaking about responsibility and we spoke about responsibility and service. Now this is the third thing. Purpose is about obedience. You cannot be in purpose if you're not walking in obedience. An assignment calls for obedience. If there is something that will help you deliver your assignment, is obedience. That is to say, do as I say. This is what you're supposed to do as I say. Purpose calls for obedience. We cannot speak about obedience and rebellion and in the same sentence, in the same breath. It doesn't work. So if you identify something that you're passionate about, let me tell you, it will need a lot of obedience. For me, I don't know how, because I started doing these talks. You know, I like using my own story. I started doing these talks around October, November there. I would do it in another January last year, but I was like once, like that. But I started to be consistent from, I think, November, October there, up to now. Because I realized now people started asking me, Sarah, no, when is the next one? No, I need to refine this time. And then people keep asking, no, Sarah, when is the next one? I missed this one, when is the next one? That is my purpose calling for obedience. You need to do this again and again and again. Your purpose will push you to obedience. Because they want to start expecting things from you. They've already seen that you are of value. When they start seeing your value, they need it more. They start asking for it more. But how they identify it is when you keep being consistent. Wow, we need this more. I miss the other one. Please, kid, you have not come to the school. Like that. Your purpose will push you to obedience. That will be a very key ingredient in your life purpose. For me, when I met Pepe Minam, because the person I met who they became my coach and they really helped me, they really helped me a lot to walk into purpose, to actually get the courage to step into it, was Pepe Minam. You guys even know him. He's a great speaker, but he's from Congo. But he's very big here at the time. And this is what he told me. You told me, Sarah, so you said your purpose, you want to inspire change. Because that's what I told me. I want to inspire change. Please walk with me. I would follow you everywhere. But please, if you're going to, you need to read down wherever, please let me just come to the office. And I was there with him and I learned a lot. But I had to be in obedience. I had to obey. This is what he told me. It was very hard. He made me do very hard things. He told me, this is what I need to do. How many people are on your phone book? I told him, about 2,000. So he told me, I want you to open a WhatsApp group of about 100 people. Add 100 of your friends. You have never done such a thing. Mimi niko naiko kwa group kwanza natoka haraka sana. Mimi kwa nini? Natoka. Tulikuwa tu kwa ya church na sijui maybe kama kuna wewe tunapanga. Alafu hiyo kwa jioni kisha natoka na. Mimi siko mtu wa groups. So open a WhatsApp group. And then I want to add 100, just 100. So hata kwanza usiweke out 2,000. The 100 will grow the 2,000. So nikasikiliza. Then he told me, I want you every day, so you are a good writer, you do that. I want you to write something inspirational. Something that can inspire people. Even if it's just something short. Something that from you. People can read the Bible for themselves. I want you to write something for yourself, something that inspires you. You can connect it to the Bible or what, but if you don't write the scripture, they can read the scripture themselves. So I said, Jesus. Then we met the following time. He said, did you open? Why? Can you open it now? So I did it there. We were having it somewhere. I did it there. I had it. That is when I do a first of all, you need to call people. Then a group. What is the name of the group? And then I started adding people. And then sikujua kwanza you were supposed to introduce what group ya nini. Hi guys. That was around 4 because we were having that group around 4, 5 and then maybe sikujua kwa WhatsApp mpaka I think around 10 p.m. nikienda kulala. Nikaingia kwa group. I have never been so discouraged in life. Even like my best friends when they do it, but I was the secretary in the wedding, I'm like, immediately in support, support. So me, I used to think like that. So, and then the following morning, like about 900. And then I was asking, what are we doing, Zara? And then he was, I just opened this room today to post some things about what I'm doing now. I've realized my purpose is to what. Even after writing that, I've realized my purpose. Me, I think people will tell you, wow, amazing. Me, now the following morning, the following morning, now about 6 of them left. I don't understand, so it was very hard for me. But I obeyed. The thing is that I obeyed. Can I tell you? After that, today, the people who are living when I started being consistent, because I would even call to tell him that. So it's okay, Sarah. They will come back. Okay, I feel a bit encouraged, but it was hard. It was very hard. So I started appreciating him. Mtu akiweka kwa group, swanga na Mungu. Ulikuwa kwanza na find out. No, I became a bit compassionate. Yeah, and let me tell you what until you in that position. For me, before I got into sales, nilikuwa nakutana mtu kwa street ananiletea nini? Oka. Mbona si kama nataka nitakutia. When I got into sales and marketing, I humbled myself. It happens to you, and my goodness, I would not want this to happen to anyone. So when I meet someone in the street, sometimes I even buy to just because I don't pressure. Yeah, I just buy for the sake. I'm gonna mom just very like it really helped me a lot. But the thing is that I obeyed. I opened that group. People from that group have called me to go and speak in high schools, in their companies. They have invited me after a while. But I obeyed. I saw the fruits. It helped me in my journey of business. Then the dedication. We cannot live a life of purpose if you're not dedicated to something, to a cause, to a project. Dedication means you have singled out one thing that you want to pursue for a very long time, or for the rest of you. You have already singled out that thing, and you want to expend yourself. You want to expend your time through the service to serve that one cause. Dedication. If you hear people who are he dedicated his life, you know there are those people when you're looking at it, he dedicated his life. Look at that life. You'll find purpose. You'll find it affected, it impacted the society so much. He's done impactful things in the society. He dedicated his life. You speak of dedication, you're simply speaking of purpose. Find something you can dedicate your time to. If you dedicate yourself to your time to a cause, that cause will grow. You dedicate yourself to maybe to inspiring people, you find people will grow. You dedicate your time to whatever it is that you do, it will thrive, it will grow. Things thrive where there is dedication, where there is commitment. What does people know commitment? Where there is commitment. What is commitment? I know commitment is commitment. Just tell me in your own words. What is commitment?
Even when you don't feel like
Commitment.
I mean, even after the feeling of wanting to do.
Wow. That's very true.
Personally, I look at commitment as something that goes beyond interest. For example, let's say that is a chick, I'm interested. But commitment is going and investing my energy, my resources, even as she has said, even when I feel like I shouldn't, because I know what is going to come out of that project or assignment.
That's very wonderful. Let's clap for them. Commitment in one word. What they are saying is correct, and what was in your mind, I don't know what you say, is correct. Commitment in one word is ownership. It is ownership. When you're committed towards something, you do everything possible to protect it. You do everything possible to make it right, to make it good. You will commit yourself, you commit your time. Nothing beats the power of a committed spirit. And that is dedication. And right there is a life of purpose. Right there is a life well lived. Where there is commitment, there is discipline, there is dedication, there is purpose, there is a destiny. And there are life change. You find it's a whole family like that. You travel to places you'll never go. You find your book in Brunei, in I don't know, in Tokyo, wherever, places you'll never go. You're impacting lives in places that you are even not. Your purpose impacts life more than even, it is universal. It cannot be like, at Yako, inspire. Now at your job, your life is impacting after job, serving your manager, then job, then maybe church. People are separated in about how come on. No, your purpose is much bigger. It is to serve the world. It is to serve the world. It must reach the world. Starting from where you are, but it must go like. let's just go back to